Come on. I'm fixing to sit down, Ruff. Come on in. Oh, now. Come on, baby. That's good, baby. Yeah, we're camping with the puppies tonight. Ruff Ridge. You on camera? See the camera? The camera's right over there. Be a good, pretty puppy for the camera now. Be a good, pretty puppy for the camera. This is an 8-person tent. $100. It's Amazon Best Buy tent or something like that. It's cheap, $100, and it's been through torrential rains for several days, and not one drop of water has come in this tent. And I had the windows down further than that, about twice as far as that. And this window is just like it was, and that window is down, and that way. And not a drop of water came in, and we had some pretty good wind. It's got a rain fly on it, and the rain fly is, I'd say, 100% waterproof. And the seams on the side, really good. You can't go wrong with this thing. But it's got an orange rain fly on it, and it's dark gray and light gray. Then it's got net up here at the top, and it's got a place for the hanging light up there on the top too. In the morning I'll do a complete shot of the inside of the tent in detail, and then go around the outside. But we had a good time under the gazebo tonight. We had grilled cheese sandwiches on the cast iron stove, and I had coffee, and of course they had water. I keep a water bowl out there under the gazebo for them. Is that right, man? And maybe by camping out with them like this, they won't run away anymore. Ain't that right? And I got him trimmed down pretty good today. He's still got cuckleburrs. I'm telling you what, he can catch more junk in that hair. But I trimmed about half of this off his neck, and part of this on the other side. And look how matted up it is and knotted. I still got to finish getting that down. And finish up this side. I got his back trimmed pretty good. And I got part of his legs trimmed, but that is tough trimming. And of course, ridge is natural trim. You don't have to be trimmed. But this is a high maintenance hound dog. And no, I would not recommend Labradoodle, because you've got to get them groomed. And I'm having to do the grooming on this because it cost me $200 or $300 to get him put in shape. It would take that long. I don't know what they charge an hour, but I'm sure it's around $100 an hour. It costs more than a veterinarian to get you trimmed. They need a lawnmower. He's a good dog if he'd just stay at home. I don't know where they go, but I'd sure love to find out. You gonna lay down and sleep? Well, this will be about enough for tonight. I just thought I'd show you the setup, and I've got full standing headroom in the middle, and got room for a chair, room for this bunk, and there's plenty of room for a table and a couple of chairs to be able to sit and eat at. Cook out there under the gazebo, or come in here and have a nice meal without the bugs. Ain't that right, man? Which I've got the flap where they can go in and out. Let it zip down where it'll stay closed, and then they go in and out, and it'll self-close itself. Pretty good doggy tent. Yeah, pretty good doggy tent. Well, I'm going to turn the camera off, and we're going to have a nice camp out tonight. Oh, and if I can ever get them to stay at home, I want to bring the puppies out. Come here. Where you going, boy? Every time I make a move, he's got to go out the door. Well, I think I've got to go outside for a minute. Good night. See you in the morning. Well, I'm hoping the camera is on. Usually good at night. But cold, I got cold, had to get a sleeping bag out, I put it. Started tonight with just a single wool blanket. Somewhere around midnight, I had good morning, Ruff. Let me see if the camera is working. I can't remember if you had to punch it twice or once. Oh. Yeah, it's filming. Yes, Ruff. Good morning, good morning. Oh. I get greeted pretty sloppily in the morning. Oh, well, let's see if I can find my shoes. Yeah, and I wish I had put one of the rubber pads under me, because it was a little bit hard last night. I can sleep on the ground just fine with no padding under me. But on a really flat surface that's got no contour at all, I need a little more padding. All I put under there was this 50-degree sleeping bag, but I'm thinking that's more like a 65-degree sleeping bag. But this is a pretty nice tent. It's roomy. But what surprised me was the fact that it didn't leak a bit of water in any of the seams around the side. It seemed to be seam taped real well. But I'm happy with it. And for $100, you can't go wrong. I've had it set up out here about a week, and I meant to camp in it the first night, but I was going to have the 4 puppies at Ruff Ridge, but then disaster struck. And I'm down to 2 puppies. I sure hate that. I love them little babies. Oh, I miss those other 3 too. Especially Penny, the one that was gonna be my best dog of all. And on the camp out, she slept right here on the bunk with me. Didn't squirm, she just snuggled up, and about like having Ladybug the way she would snuggle. Boy, I sure miss Ladybug. That was a mighty good dog. And Ridge, I've got him a dog bed for one of them to sleep on, because I knew Ridge would sleep on the cot here with me. But then she got up there and slept on that for a while. Ruff did sleep on it for a little while. He's a dirty dog. Well, he's a sweetheart. Well, let me get up from here and get my routine going. And hopefully the puppies don't run off today. I need them here. I really need them here. I'm afraid something's going to happen to them going off like that, because I don't know where they go. I don't know if they're hanging out with some cows or whether they're going to visit some dogs somewhere, or just laying down by the creek somewhere. There's too many dangers out there for dogs running away from a house. Too many varmints out there. And I better go and check to see how much damage them dogs have done to the inside of the house. They raised Cain most of the night barking. Well, I'll shoot a little video of the inside, show everything about the inside, and then do the outside after the sun comes up and gets things dried off. Okay, let's see if this thing is working now. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. Well, you've heard if a bird had its brain installed backward that it would fly backward. I think my brain was installed backward. I had the transmitter on the camera and it's the receiver. So now things ought to be straight. But this is the inside of my tent. Look what space. And up there it's got a hanging loop. And this is all net. About halfway up. It's got enough wall on it the puppies won't tear the screen. But this is all net up top. And then look at the size of this thing. And of course there's my bunk. And my golf protector. And room down here, and Ruff slept right there against the outside wall and then went over there in that corner and slept against that outside wall. That way he could put his back against the cool wall during the night. But this, I had to wait for my camera to cool off. It got so hot sitting in the tent that it said, overheat, cool it down. So this is the inside, and let's step outside. And on this, I could zip this door down to here, and the door stays mostly closed. The dogs can come and go, and it's got a bug shield. If they push it in, it flaps back and seals it up pretty nice. And there it is from the outside. That thing is humongous. And that rain fly is separate. You put up the inner liner, and then of course the walls, and all these seams are waterproof. They were all taped on the inside. And of course I'm going to spray some waterproofing on all seams so it works good. But that thing's full standing headroom in the middle. I think it's 11 feet or 11.7 and about 7 feet wide, close to it. I know it's over 6 feet. But, and it's got guy wires coming out on each side there, staked down at the corners, and there where the rain fly comes down and hooks to the loop down there. Then you've got guy wires on the sides, and it's held up through some pretty good wind. And of course it's got a bow in this part of it here, a bow that crisscrosses at the top and latches in pretty good. And it's got another bow on the other side, and then a bow up here in the top that goes across and holds these rain flies out. And you can keep the window just like that and the rain don't blow in unless you've got a 60-mile-an-hour wind, I'm sure. Of course you would have the tent flexing. But I've got this one down a little right there, but it's set where the rain won't come in. And the front door, well, I got to do some weed eating out here, because I'd like to spend one more night out here. And then you got the front door, of course it zips all the way down to here, and you have a full stream, but I keep it up above where the dogs might be tempted to get into it from the inside. But they got used to coming in and out, and this morning I got out and went in the house and brought the puppy some food out, but after Ridge got through eating, she came back out here and got in the bunk to take more nap. And so after I got through with my morning routine, I came out here and laid down with them because it was still pretty cool. Man, it's hot in there now. But I love that tent. And it's Amazon Basic. And when you go to the tents on Amazon, it'll be one of the first ones that pops up. But I'm telling you what, this is a bargain. All that rain, not the first drop of water on the seams, and of course you've got the bottom that turns up here and a seam, and all the seams are waterproof, and I hadn't done a thing to them. I just put it up to test it, and I need this guy line out a little further to get that pulled away from it there. But I love that tent. And it helps if you put the transmitter on the right end of your remote mic system. And I don't know why my brain gets turned around backward. Whether it's got to do with old age, because I didn't used to make those kind of mistakes, but I do now. But I've had a good time with my puppies in there, and I'm looking forward to maybe doing it again tonight. But that is a fantastic little home. I would recommend it for a family tent because you can get a lot of people in there. You can get a table and a couple of chairs, and you could get probably 4 cots in there without chairs in there. 2 at the end and then 2 in the middle part of it. Still have walking around room. But it's high enough to. This entrance right here strikes me just about it between my bottom of my chin and my mouth, standing up. And I'm 5'10" and a half or so. Or, well, I was 5'10" and 3/4 when I was younger, but I'm probably closer to 5'10". That's what I put on all my applications now, because I am pressed down. Well, old and crackadated, and if we don't get any more film put on this, I don't feel a year older, I feel 10 years older. Had a birthday the other day. And this was going to be my birthday camp out, but that got interrupted. But things are going to work out, I hope. I've still got 2 puppies. And when I get them to the vet and get them all fixed up, then I'm going to bring them out and do another camp out here. I'll probably take the tent down, mow the grass, let the grass grow back where it's been sitting. But old and crackadated, if it can, it will, and most likely it's already happened. I just hadn't found it yet.